Hey everyone, we're the Kindness Patrol, and we went to Laurel Oak Elementary to talk about kindness and teach kindness to the kids there. I'm Daniel.
I'm Landon. Some of the age groups we taught were between kindergarten to fifth grade.
I'm Cameron, and some of the things we did when we were doing our kindness lessons, we obviously taught about kindness and we played games and did activities. Kindness plays a big role in being a part of your community because it represents how you treat people and it makes everyone's lives easier and more enjoyable. That is why some of the things we included in our kindness curriculum on our trips to LOE were the quality of being friendly, generous, and considerate. We taught kids that we should always be kind to each other because if everyone is kind, it'll create a better learning environment. Our main goal was to help kids better understand the principles of being kind not only to themselves, but to their classmates and their teachers and everyone around them. Some of the sustainable development goals we incorporated into our kindness lessons were not only to spread kindness, but also the importance of quality learning, manners, good self esteem, and also the importance of good deeds, because kindness involves all of those.
During our project, we had to do research based on what method of teaching would work best for each age group. So, one of the main things we did was for the younger kids from like kindergarten to third grade, we used more interactive games, such as like our first game was throwing a ball back and forth to their classmates and complimenting each other for the third graders. And then for the second one, we did where the kindergartners drew a picture of what they thought kindness was. And then for the older kids, we played games such as Blook It, and we made like a little 10 question game out of it. And that kind of gave more of a competitive feeling to the fifth graders, which most fifth graders enjoy.
One of the failures, so to speak, or challenges that we faced when teaching the kindness lessons in the classrooms were that some of the classes tended to get a little bit rowdy and loud, so we would have to stop and tell them, part of being kindness is listening to people when they're speaking. Our biggest success was the fact that Professor Blaisdell's class genuinely enjoyed our kindness lesson and really liked us being there, so much so that we took a group photo. And even one of the kids in her class was upset because he was in the bathroom when we took our group photo. So we took a separate photo with him to make him feel included because he was sad.
One good form of measurement of success we got throughout our teachings were when we taught the fifth graders with the Blook It. And as you can see, we were planning on giving one kid who got the best score a prize at the end of it, and we actually had to give 6 of the kids a prize because they all got good grades. So that kind of showed us that our lessons were getting through to them and they were understanding what we were teaching.
Some foundational elements of engagement that helped guide our group work, I would like to say, is essentially just not doing too much, to put it in my own words. I remember earlier on in the year, before we had even took a trip to Laurel Oak, Ms. Blaisdell did say the first thing to do when participating in civic engagement or community engagement, to say, is to not overplay your role and just really take a look at the bigger picture and to see what that particular part in the community really needs at that point in time. And for us, we just needed to do our part in helping teaching kids to understand what kindness is and how to apply it in their day-to-day lives. To talk about techniques of civic engagement that we kind of used a lot, I really want to speak on two. Critical thinking and problem solving were an example that you gave, but I think honestly is really what we had to use, especially early on when we had our first few sessions working with the kids. There's like how we talked about earlier in the video. There's a lot of groups that either too shy or not really interacting with us, and that really came down to us not really being outspoken enough and reaching out to them and being relatable to the kids and being that place where they can talk and express themselves freely without being judged or feeling like they're wrong or incorrect or quote unquote stupid. That's where problem solving came in, and one of us had, be not necessarily be the leader, be the outspoken one and reach out and be joking and try to be the cool guy that everybody likes. And to add the critical thinking aspect, we tried at first PowerPoints, and yes, it did work, but we did kind of really didn't get the results that we wanted in that sense. And that's where we trying to move towards online using the Bookit, how Landon talked about, and we really did see progress. And I think looking back, that was a really good example of critical thinking for our group. Moving on to talk about how we kind of moved up the ranks on the active citizen continuum. I think the first realization for us is just being aware and trying to like accumulate and just understanding that there is a duty, a necessity to play a role, and especially in the elementary school and just in our community in general. So we did have to take a look originally between choosing the groups like rock or kindness group or mentoring personal one-on-one kids, and I think that starts off as us being members, just understanding that there is a need and not really doing, I wouldn't say not doing much, but not really applying ourselves to make a difference. And as of right now, I'd say we landed on an active citizen, for all three of us, honestly. And throughout the sessions, we kind of went through volunteer and conscientious citizen, slowly but surely. But I think we really did reach active citizen at the end, or I hope so. I'll ask Miss Blaze, though. I hope she knows. I would say what our whole group learned from this project as a whole really was what we could really do and like how little things really make such a huge difference in our community, really, especially after these last few sessions we've had with the kids.
I think this project had a much bigger impact on me than I thought it would. Spending time with the kids and spending time in the community, which I've never really done before like that, really affected me and just made me feel good all the way around, just being able to help and brighten up maybe one kid's day.
This project for me was overall a really great learning experience, and it really taught me to be brave and speak publicly, especially in front of children.
Honestly, what I learned from this is that I could do more than just babysit and just sit down with kids and have a good time and watch over them, but actually how to interact and benefit them and impact their lives and be a role model. I think this project impacted our community partner, specifically Laura Oak. I hope it left a huge impact, honestly, because I know we all enjoyed it in my group, and we really wanted to make a difference for these kids and help, not only just be these strict teachers or like these high college kids that come in and just talk to them and, help them get out of class time for 20, 30 minutes of their lives. But actually, like, they learn something different and learn that, you know, they can make a difference in the world, and, just saying how's your day can make a huge difference in someone's life. Thank you so much, guys. We're the Kindness Patrol. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We enjoy it.